Hold on. If you want to ask something, you and Mr. Greco come on up and ask, because I don't know what you're going to ask. It might not be proper for them to hear. Take your stuff, leave your stuff. When you're all ready to come back in, let us know and I'll make sure everybody else is ready. And keep working. That's what we're going to do. If you have personal stuff with you, you can take it with you. We're going to take it back into the jury room. So you can take your stuff back there, leave it here. This room, for the extent of the trial, will never be unmanned. One of the security guys will be in here or outside the door so nobody's in here. So
illegal to operate a motor vehicle in the state of Michigan when you are drunk. It is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. It is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol content of 0.17, more than double the super drunk law in Michigan. And it is illegal to operate a motor vehicle with open intoxicants in the vehicle. Now it's August 31st, 2024. It's about 10:45 at night. And the Romulus Police Department receives a dispatch for a single vehicle accident at the T-bone corner of Pennsylvania and Hammond Road. Huron Township is already there because it's kind of on the border and they weren't sure at first who had jurisdiction over this. So Huron Township Police gets there, EMS gets there, and Romulus is called to come in and take over the investigation because it's determined that the accident, single vehicle, happened in the city of Romulus. The officers get there for Romulus. We'll see. Mr. Stokes, the defendant, was already in the ambulance. You're going to hear from the EMS technician. After investigation in this case, after he refused to consent to the blood testing, and a search warrant was obtained to obtain his blood, the evidence will show that he had a blood alcohol content that night here in Romulus of 0.214. Much higher than the super drunk 0.17. We are here today because Mr. Stokes chose to disregard the law that night and operate a motor vehicle while intoxicated. And we are here because he chose to operate a motor vehicle in the city of Romulus with open intoxicants in the vehicle that night. What is the defendant's defense going to be in this case? I don't know. I haven't talked to him, he's not represented. But I can tell you that after you hear the evidence in this case, which you will hear from the EMS technicians, you will hear from the police officers, you will hear from the nurse blood draw, and you will hear from a forensic scientist who tested the blood under the procedures taken under the law, that you will hear the instructions at the end, and you will be ready to convict Mr. Stokes of operating while intoxicated with a high blood alcohol content and with open intoxicants in the vehicle that night in this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greco. Mr. Stokes, would you like to make an opening statement now or reserve? And you can do it at the podium, you can do it there. It doesn't, wherever you, if you got all your notes there, you can either way. As long as we're picking you up on the mic and the folks can hear you.
You all mind if I stand on the seat? Yeah, right. Well,
You're picking him up, right?
y'all already heard what I was, what I am, being charged with. One thing I want to point out is, pretty much, most relevant is that the prosecution is attempting to circumvent the fact that I had a designated trial. Okay. I assume you've ever been in a police report that there will be testimony that Mr. Jason Darnell Porter was supposed to be here today, but he's not. He was the actual driver. They're trying to circumvent the fact that I wasn't the driver. Okay. So that's what this really is all about. And like they said, they got all of this, these witnesses and evidence, it's not even relevant if I wasn't the driver. So I just would like you all to bear that in mind. Most of what, is going to, prove my innocence should come out in the testimony as this, trial, goes on. But there was another gentleman present. That gentleman was the one who was driving. If, there was like serious situation where I was driving, like I say, Romulus Police Department was the second on scene. Huron Township, Police Department arrived first. They really made no reaction. If I was caught in the car behind the driver's seat, I would have been arrested by them. I would have been in custody by them. I wasn't. Romulus didn't arrive until I was already in the ambulance. And it was then that they took me in custody. Even though Huron Township, as the prosecution said, turned the case over to them, they still have jurisdiction to arrest me at that point. They didn't. Romulus Police Department shows up while I'm in the ambulance and they arrest me. So like I say, a lot of key things gonna come out in the trial. My witness didn't show, so it's just what they have. They don't have the Huron Township Police Department body cam footage. The reason for that. But you'll see. I'm gonna be long-winded, but you'll see.
Anything else at this time, Mr. Stokes? Okay, first,
I did want to ask.
hold on. No, if you want to ask something, you and Mr. Greco come on up and ask, because I don't know what you're gonna ask. It might not be proper for them to hear. Mr. Greco? First witness is?
Laura Steig, Huron Valley Ambulance.
Thanks, Jamie. Spell her last name.
S-T-I-G.
I'm trying to figure out which is
Yeah,
blinding.
yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's getting it.
Oh, we got it. There you go.
Thank you. Right up here, watch your step on the ramp. Raise your right hand for me. Swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth today?
Yes.
Settle in the chair. Get comfortable, state your name, spell your last name, please.
Laura Steig, it's S-T-E-I-G.
Thank you. When you're ready, Mr. Greco.
Morning, Steig. Ms. Steig, are you currently employed? And where are you currently employed?
Livonia Fire Department.
And how long have you been there?
Just about 10 months.
Okay. Before that, where did you work?
Huron Valley Ambulance,
How long did you work for Huron Valley Ambulance?
7 years.
Okay. And what was your position of employment with the Huron Valley Ambulance?
I was a paramedic.
Is that your current profession?
I'm currently a firefighter paramedic,
How long have you been a paramedic?
approximately 7.5 years.
Do you have any particular certifications or licenses?
I hold a paramedic license at the state of Michigan, also a national paramedic license. I have my firefighter 1 and 2, and I hold various other certificates like hazmat. Those types of things.
And you have experience in dealing with automobile accidents?
Yes, sir.
Part of the job, right?
Yes, sir.
Big part, okay. Have you had experience in dealing with individuals that have been injured accidents?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall working for Huron Valley Ambulance during the evening of August 31st, 2024?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall responding to an automobile accident and seen around the area of Pennsylvania Road in Canada?
Yes, sir.
So what do you recall about that?
We received a call for a single vehicle accident that went off of the ditch onto the west side of the road.
Right, it like dead ends there?
Yeah, it's a T intersection. The vehicle went through the T down into the ditch, striking a sign that is yellow that's posted, you know, it's direction either way.
Okay.
Um,
Police already there when we got there?
I believe that Huron Township Police Department is already there.
Okay, and Romulus had not shown up yet?
No, sir.
Okay. And it appears that Romulus was called because it was in their jurisdiction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you encounter an individual by the name of Carrie Stokes that evening?
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Stokes in the courtroom today? Okay, where is he located in the courtroom today?
Directly behind you, sir.
Let the record reflect, Your Honor, that the witness has identified the defendant.
Noted.
All right, you recall how you first encountered Mr. Stokes that evening?
I do not recall the first encounter with Mr. Stokes now.
Okay, so what do you recall about your encounter with Mr. Stokes?
When we encountered Mr. Stokes, he was I believe already out of the vehicle. He appeared to be under the influence.
Okay, so let me say, so when you get there, your recollection, I know this is over a year ago, that Mr. Stokes was out of the vehicle, correct? All right, by the way, you talked about the vehicle, what type of a vehicle, is it a sedan, a truck?
It was a darker colored sedan. I believe it was probably a Monte Carlo.
Like a blue Chevy Monte Carlo? Does that sound about right? Okay,
Dark in colors,
Okay.
it was dark outside.
okay, so your recollection is that Mr. Stokes was out of the vehicle when you got there?
Yes, sir.
Is that fair? Okay, so, and you indicated that he may have been under the influence. Describe what you saw when you observed Mr. Stokes that evening.
So Mr. Stokes appeared to be stumbling, slurring his speech to a degree that we could hardly understand him. He was unsteady on his feet at that time, and there was a strong odor of intoxicants coming from him. He did have very glossy eyes at that point.
So you encounter Mr. Stokes. What's the next thing that happens? Or you made these observations. So what are you there to do and what happened?
So anytime that we have a motor vehicle accident, we do need to evaluate whoever is there. We got Mr. Stokes into the side door of the ambulance. He was seated on the bench seat. He was very argumentative with us, very verbally aggressive with us. We were trying to check vitals. At one point, he took the blood pressure cuff off and threw it. I do remember he kept asking us to call somebody. I couldn't remember who at that point. We were waiting for Romulus PD to show up along with Romulus Fire Department to show up because of the jurisdiction area they were supposed to transport. During that time frame, he became escalation of argumentative, verbally aggressive to us. He needed to urinate and he decided to urinate in the back of the ambulance, which went all over the cot, the bench seat, all over the back of the ambulance. At that point, there was a single Huron Township female police officer that helped us move Mr. Stokes onto the stretcher where he was 4-point restrained with soft restraints for crew safety along with for patient safety.
Then at some point in time, the Romulus PD showed up.
Romulus PD did show up. We did cancel due to our protocols, Romulus Fire, because once the patient is secured to our stretcher, we must transport them.
Okay, so it didn't make sense for Romulus to come and you guys to remove him from, you guys already had him,
Correct, yes,
to
sir.
remove him out, so then it's protocol for you guys to just do.
Yes, sir.
And then the Romulus PD gets there to conduct their investigation about the situation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once that occurred, what was the next thing that happened with respect to you?
We let Romulus know, kind of what was going on. They asked us to transport Mr. Stokes to the hospital. They requested that we took him to Corwell Health, which was the Taylor Hospital where he was transported to.
Okay, the Old Heritage Hospital on Telegraph Road in Taylor.
Yes, sir.
And then once you guys transport Corwell Health, you bring him into the emergency room and that concludes your involvement?
Yes, sir. We hand over a report. We register him with the hospital. We let the nurse know what was going on, and then that concludes our interaction.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Welcome, sir.
Mr. Stokes, do you have any questions for Ms. Stig?
Yes.
Ms. Stike?
Psych.
Stike. Almost like there's a K-E?
Yes.
Stike? Oh, I got you. G, hard G.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Second, let me see.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, listen, I apologize for those actions, but.
I appreciate you, sir.
First question I want to ask is, are you familiar with, who made the call to you?
I am not, sir.
Do you recall, what time you guys left in the ambulance to the scene?
I am not, sir. That would have to be on a report pulled from the ambulance company.
Well, I do have the run sheet. Are you familiar with, the run?
Yes, sir. That was typed by my partner.
Okay, I'll be, I'm gonna give you, some roles. We've established already, like, August 31st of last year, right?
Yes, sir.
That's now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm gonna give you some times, and you may not, specifically, recall the hour. According to this run sheet, it says, the call came in, at, 22:49.
10:49 p.m.
Do that sound about right?
I believe it was in the evening. Yes, it was dark outside.
Yeah. And, according to this sheet, you guys were dispatched a mere second later. So you were en route at 10:50. It said you arrived on the scene at 10:54. Were you guys that close to the scene where you arrived for?
That is approximately less than 5 miles from my home base station at that time. Yes, sir.
And I imagine this is, they travel at a hybrid speed, so.
Yes, sir.
It says here that, again, you arrived at 10:54, patient contact. Now, you mentioned earlier that, I was already out of the car.
Yes, sir.
You were
Yes, sir.
right. Was there another good?
Yes, sir.
Did he appear to be intoxicated or having?
I could not recall.
It says you guys left the scene at 11:32. So, almost 40 minutes later. So you were on the scene about 40 minutes.
We were waiting for the other police department to show up due to the jurisdiction guidelines. That's something that is controlled by the police officers. If it was something that was emergently transported, then we do have a say, but yes, it does take some time.
40 minutes on that. 3 minutes was long. Well, hold on, it has serious time was saying roughly 30 minutes. Time to definition was 63 minutes, according to the punch sheet. Would you say that's like some type of, a stable, how far was Courtroom Health, from the scene of the accident?
I would say probably less than 20 minutes away from where the accident scene was.
Is there any, reason why I say time to destination 63?
It could possibly be that was from the time that we arrived on scene with the 40 minutes and then the 20 minutes of transport. I'm not exactly sure without the run in front of me, how it looks on their end.
Yeah, that's what it said. Then it says the total time run, 78 minutes.
So that would be from the call dispatch time to when the time that the call is closed, after we clear the hospital.
Well, it seems as though I heard you say that, you work for, Elon,
Yeah, Valley Ambulance. Yes, sir.
okay, so you would say that you have extensive, professionalism when it comes to doing your job.
Yes, sir.
And you're able to, observe things and then later on, describe exactly what you observed.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Greco, any redirect?
Nothing further.
All right, can we send Ms. Stig back to wherever she'd rather be?
Yes.
Watch your step on the way out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Take a brief recess.
Sure, you do a nice job on the stand. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Mr. Davis could probably use a stretch anyhow. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, well, Jamie will take, and if you have personal stuff with you, you can take it with you. We're going to take you back into the jury room where there's a bathroom and the refrigerator with better be waters in there.
Yeah,
So you can take your stuff back there, leave it here. This room for the extent of the trial will never be unmanned. One of the security guys will be in here or outside the door so nobody's in here. So take your stuff, leave your stuff. When you're all ready to come back in, let us know and I'll make sure everybody else is ready. So we're in recess. Mr. Stokes, take a break. Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, door's closed.
Yeah, so the next witness that I was planning to call, I subpoenaed here is Cody West, who was her partner, who was in the back with Mr. I don't really need her, at this point.
Okay.
So I wanted to unless you want the other EMS guy, he's gonna probably testify the same.
Yeah, I'll-
You want to call him?
Well, I'll call.
Okay,
Yeah, put on his case.
okay.
He's here, that's fine.
Let's do this. I'm gonna go with, if you two are all right with it, instead of bringing them out here so I can talk to them on the record. I just want to duck my head in there and say, look, you guys talk about whether or not you want to take a lunch break or you just want to see how things go before you decide on if you want a lunch break. Because I always let the jury decide whether or not we break and when we break. All right. So if they just want to say, hey, let's just bull through and keep working, that's what we're gonna do. Are you okay with me having that little conversation with them?
I'm jury on lunch.
What's that?
I'm jury on lunch.
Well, I told them to come up with a consensus and then they'll tell us when we get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, take a break. I'm sorry. Yeah, take a break.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Nothing much.
We're back in some box, but it's gonna be something on the side.
Yeah, I took that in.
It's not fair. It's, you know, like,
Oh, you're talking about that.
yeah, I've been well. I think it was this, no, it wasn't. So,
It is the 27th.
was it? Okay, I'll make sure that.
And-
Back to my.
Thank you.
You let me know, good. You let me know when bringing.
I'm ready whenever they are.
Ready, go get my officer. And. Cody.
Cody's gonna be next.
Cody Holmberg.
Did you catch the name? Holmberg? Just hang out right here at the podium for a minute. What's your last name?
West,
Spell it.
HOLMQUESD.
Quest. Thank you. We'll let the jury get seated and then I'll swear you in.
Yes.
You're right, yeah, right there.
Please rise to the jurors.
Same seats, folks, please. Ladies, the temp all right back there in the room? Thank you. All right, come on up. Watch my step, my ramp right here. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth today. Settle in that chair right there. Get comfortable, state your name, spell your last for the record.
My name is Cody Holmquist, HOLMQUESC.
Thank you. Mr. Greco.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Holmquist. Okay. Mr. Holmquist, are you currently employed?
I am,
And where are you currently employed?
here on Valley Ambulance,
And how long have you been employed there?
just short of a decade.
Okay, just short of 10 years. And what is your position of employment?
I am a senior paramedic,
Okay. And hold any particular licenses or certifications?
several. I have a paramedic license and then, several, specific medical certifications.
Okay. And in your position as a senior paramedic with Huron Valley Ambulance, you have the opportunity to go to and handle automobile accident scenes.
Pretty frequently.
It's kind of part of the big part of the job, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall if you were working during the evening of August 31st, 2024?
I have reports from that night, so, yeah.
Okay, you were subpoenaed to appear here, so you looked at your reports. Okay, do you refresh your recollection a bit on a visual of what occurred that night?
To some degree, yes.
Okay. Do you recall responding to an automobile accident scene that evening at the T-bone corner of Pennsylvania Road and?
I do.
Okay. What do you recall about showing up that evening?
I recall that when we pulled up, there was a vehicle in the ditch that had apparently gone through the T, went straight through and was down in the ditch on the far side.
Okay. And do you recall encountering an individual by the name of Carrie Stokes?
I don't, yes, I do remember.
Okay. Do you recall how you would, let me ask you this. Do you see Carrie Stokes in the courtroom today?
I'm assuming that's him sitting over there, but I
Okay.
don't
You don't-
recall visually.
You don't recall visually, fair enough, but you recall an individual. Do you recall an African American individual?
Yes.
Okay, but you're saying you might not be able to spot him.
If you were in a lineup, I probably wouldn't be able to.
Okay, because it's over a year ago. Okay, all right, got it. But in looking at your records, you were at least responding to a scene of the person by the name of Carrie Stokes.
Correct.
Oh. All right. Do you recall how you first encountered that individual?
Per my report, he had already gotten out of the vehicle when we arrived and was just standing around on the scene with Huron Police Department when we initially pulled.
Okay. And do you recall any interaction you had with Mr. Stokes at anything?
I do recall some.
Okay, what do you recall about your interaction with Mr. Stokes?
Most of my recollection is after we were in the ambulance, belligerent and uncooperative with us.
Okay, how did you become belligerent and uncooperative?
It became verbally aggressive. He was pulling our equipment off and throwing it in the ambulance. He wound up standing up and urinating inside the ambulance on some of our equipment. So,
In your professional life, have you had had encounters with individuals that are intoxicated?
very,
Okay. And what are some of the symptoms of a person who's under the influence of alcohol?
glassy eyes, impaired gait and balance, slurred speech, poor impulse control.
Did Mr. Stokes, make any observations with regard to Mr. Stokes and his intoxication as far as your observation there?
He was displaying most of those symptoms, yes.
And you described his behavior, of course. All right, it's in the end. There's been prior testimony that he had to be restrained.
That's,
Okay. And once he was restrained, what did you guys do?
at that point, we remained on scene until Romulus Police Department was set with their initial part of their investigation, and then we transported him to Corwell Taylor.
Okay, so the old Heritage Hospital or what health on Telegraph Road team, right? And then once you transport him there, does that conclude your involvement with Mr. Stokes in this matter?
Yeah, once we transported him there and I transferred care to the nurse with a report, that was the end of my contact.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Mr. Stokes, do you have any questions for Mr. Holmquist?
Yes, I intended your follow Carter, apology for my very United States.
I appreciate it.
I asked your phone partner, if she was aware of we made the call to, Huron Valley, said she said she couldn't call the.
No, I do not. A lot of the time, that's not information that we wind up with somebody on scene specifically tells us.
So you don't know who, you don't know time, what, if I have one, she did.
The time that the call was made would have been documented in the report, but I don't.
It says, Michelle, it's here. We want to take you back, to that night you said when you arrived on the scene. I was, outside of the vehicle talking to, Huron Township Police Department, et cetera.
That is my recollection. And
Okay. Was there anyone else there that seen besides you guys, the Huron Township Police Department and myself?
the Huron Township Fire Department also responded with us. So it would have been us with the ambulance, the fire department, Huron Police Department, and yourself. I do not remember anyone else other than those four sets of people.
Well, in the, primary rooms. Four. They stated that there was nothing should be named, Jason Porter, of course, you would know his name, but you ain't seen him as an African American out there since.
I don't recall there being another individual at the car crash scene with you.
So, now, you, as well as your, former partner, gave testimony that, I was, appeared to be, intoxicated. That was,
Your appearance was consistent with intoxication. I can't officially diagnose whether that's what was causing it, but the symptoms were
okay.
consistent.
So, you just weren't sure whether or not it just was consistent.
Correct. I don't have the ability to be able to test your blood alcohol. That's the police can do.
Okay, well, in this case, the, prosecution is alleging that, I was full super drunk. What would you, as a paramedic, would you classify as?
To my knowledge, that's a specific like legal term. That's not something medically.
Well, how intoxicated would you say? How impaired would you say a person is if you have blood alcohol that high?
It depends, varies, it would depend on the individual and their usual like tolerance to alcohol. That's a hard question to answer.
That makes sense. You got there. Someone with, that level of intoxication. In your medical opinion, how long would you say it takes to sober up? So, well, I felt that.
Jack, for lack of expertise, I think this is, unless you can answer the question, I don't know if we laid a foundation for whether this one.
Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
You feel qualified to answer it?
Probably not.
Okay,
I will.
go ahead. Next question. Mr. Greco?
Nothing further for this witness.
Mr. Holmquist, you are free to leave. Watch your step on my ramp. Thank you for your time. Could you two approach?
We'll agree with this. But one of the files I'll be the funding that bullshit. Because it's the only. One of the seven. Sales and witness and shipments.
If that's you, that's.
I just have to ask the safe example. He's trying to send you, if you want people to do it, that's fine. Don't know. You don't know. I'm just. Honestly, it's. I don't want to go, but I don't think it's kind of. Especially. That. There's a lot of stuff inside of that. How it's done, she's. So just. Let's just.
Yeah, yes, you do it all.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, based on our off-record conversation, Mr. Greco, I believe we've got a stipulation if you'd like to place it on the record.
Yes, Your Honor. With the discussion with the court and with the defendant, it's, we're gonna have a stipulation that he acknowledges that he was intoxicated that evening, and a stipulation to admission of the laboratory report that his blood alcohol level was 0.214. That evening.
I'm not stepping to, that's the reason why I questioned the gentleman, I'm not stepping to, a specific level. So I don't know if we may have talked to this, if that's up to the crowd.
Are you, okay, I'm just going based on our conversation a minute ago. Are you willing to stipulate that your blood level was 0.17 or higher, which is the only thing he's got to prove, well, the only element? Oh, all right. I thought that's what you agreed to, so we didn't have to put the two professionals on the stand. That's fine. Okay. Go ahead and call a witness.
Your Honor, next witness is Officer Christian Otter, the Romulus Police Department.
Officer Otter, come on up. Raise your right hand. Swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Watch your step. Make yourself comfortable. Fire when ready, Mr. Greco.
Okay, good morning, officer.
Good morning.
Okay, are you currently employed?
Yes,
And where are you currently employed?
City of Brown Hills.
Okay, the City of Romulus Police Department.
Yes, sir.
And what is your position of employment?
I'm a police officer.
Okay, and how long have you worked for the Romulus Police Department?
2 years.
Do you recall you were working on the evening of August 31st, 2020?
Plus.
Okay, do you recall being called to the scene of an accident?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you recall about that?
I recall it was on the west side of the road, here on Township ambulance, as well as the police department were on scene. And it was in our jurisdiction, so they wanted us to conduct the investigation. Per the ambulance, I believe, they stated the male appeared to be intoxicated. And that was the call once we got.
Okay, so you guys come to the scene to do an investigation, correct?
Correct.
Okay, this was a single vehicle accident?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what kind of vehicle it was?
A blue, Chevy Monte Carlo.
Okay. And did you encounter a person by the name of Carrie Stokes that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who was Carrie Stokes that evening?
Kerry Stokes was the male in the back of the ambulance who was attempted to be interviewed, who appeared to be very intoxicated.
Okay. Is Mr. Stokes in the courtroom today?
This is,
Are you able to identify?
and he is the male directly behind you.
Yes.
Noted.
Thank you. What kind of interaction did you have with Mr. Stokes that evening, if any, at the scene?
So he was already in the back of the ambulance at the time of our arrival, but attempting to speak with him, his speech was very almost, you couldn't even understand the words he was trying to say.
Okay, so difficult to interview.
Very difficult.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And let me ask you this, as part of your job, have you had the opportunity to encounter individuals that are intoxicated?
So
Okay, and what type of signs of intoxication do people that are intoxicated exhibit?
slurred speech, glossy eyes, very unsteady on their feet.
Now, Mr. Stokes was not on his feet when you got there, but were there signs and symptoms of being intoxicated?
Yes, sir. Slurred speech and odor of alcohol emanating from this person.
All right, so when you get to the scene, what is it that you do? Sounds like you had some interaction with Mr. Stokes, the ambulance, what else?
We also interviewed the passenger of the vehicle.
Okay, so there was another individual there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, looking at the report, looks like the person's name was Jason Porter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did you make a determination that evening as to who was the driver of the vehicle?
Yes, sir. Spoke to Jason Porter, stated he was the passenger. He was riding inside the vehicle with Mr. Stokes. Because Mr. Stokes told him he knew where he was going, which is why he was driving.
Officer Otter, I'm gonna hand you what's been marked as People's Exhibit number 1. I ask you to take a moment to take a look at that. What is this exhibit?
This is the picture of the vehicle that ran off the roadway.
Okay. Do you know, did you take this picture or did you know a part of it? You know?
I believe my partner took the picture.
Okay. Is this the picture of the defendant's Monte Carlo off the side of the road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does this photograph accurately depict the scene that evening with the vehicle off the side of the road?
Does.
Your Honor, move for admission of exhibit number 1.
Thank you. Mr. Stokes, any objection to that being admitted? Thank you. That'll come in as People's 1.
As part of your investigation, did you have an opportunity to go into the car?
Yes, sir.
Right. Would that be a routine part of the investigation when you're potentially making an arrest for drunk driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you recall about going into the car?
In the vehicle, there was multiple bottles of Bud Light. Multiple bottles were actually cold to the touch, appeared to be possibly recently purchased or recently taken out of a fridge. Multiple open containers, as well as empty ones, and new ones as well.
Officer Otter, I'm going to hand you what's been marked as People's Exhibit number 2. And ask you to take a look at that. It's a series of 4 photographs,
Just for the record, 4 pages.
4 pages.
Thank you.
These pictures. And what are these pictures of?
These pictures are of alcohol that was in the vehicle.
You guys.
You searching it?
Okay. Do these photographs, well, let's go. The first one looks like a photograph with like a Bud Light case and some bottles strewn about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The second picture, what is that?
Those are the two full bottles of Bud Light. outside of the packaging they came in.
Okay, does it look like they're sweating a little bit? Is that,
Yes.
were they cold to the touch? And what's the third picture?
Third picture is a six pack of Bud Light with bottles missing out of it.
And then the fourth picture?
Fourth picture is a picture of a open Bud Light in the back seat. Pocket of one of the seats, as well as multiple Bud Light bottles, including a six pack of bottles missing.
Okay. And now you indicated that one of the bottles is open. Which one?
The one in the pocket. Of the,
Oh, on the seat right here?
yes,
Okay. Was there any alcohol in it?
I do not recall exactly.
Do you recall any open bottles that had alcohol in it?
I do not, but I'm also seeing empty one on the ground as well. There's an empty bottle,
Got it.
Bud Light on the ground.
Do these photographs accurately depict the inside of the defendant's vehicle that evening?
They do.
Your Honor, move for admission of exhibit 2.
Any objection, Mr. Stokes? That'll come in as people's too. Thank you.
And at this time, officer, I'm going to play you a brief video just to make sure we've got.
He's gonna do an, share on screen.
That should come up on that screen right in front of you folks. Should.
In this courtroom testimony, a police officer explains how he responded to a single vehicle crash after receiving a call from emergency services reporting that the driver might be intoxicated. When officers arrived, they found Carrie Stokes sitting in the back of an ambulance, appearing extremely intoxicated and difficult to understand due to slurred speech. During the investigation, the officer interviewed another person at the scene, Jason Porter, who stated that he was the passenger and that Stokes had been driving because he claimed he knew where they were going. The officer then examined the crashed Chevy Monte Carlo and documented the scene with photographs. Inside the vehicle, officers discovered multiple Bud Light bottles, including open containers and cold bottles, suggesting alcohol had recently been consumed. These photographs were later presented as evidence in court to support the investigation. The officer also confirmed that signs of intoxication, such as slurred speech and the smell of alcohol, were clearly present. Dashcam footage from the patrol car was shown in court to verify the location of the crash and the officer's response to the scene. Question: if a car crash scene contains multiple alcohol bottles and the driver appears intoxicated, should that alone be strong enough evidence for a DUI charge? If you enjoy real courtroom cases like this, like the video and subscribe for more courtroom moments,